Hello everybody, I'm back. And I made a realization over the break that what we did last time probably was not as fair to the latter in alphabetical order as it was to the former in alphabetical order. So what I'm doing this time is I'm going to change things up just a little bit. I have, I'll move these out of the way so you can see. I have little cards made up for each person. And although we're not going to do a draw per coin, we will do a draw per person. Let me get my bag real quick. Okay, yet a different bag. So this one is a 1969 Denver Mint bag. So, I'll get my bag all folded out here. So, here's the deal. So, for instance, Midnight Silver Run bought 5 spots. So, Midnight Silver Run will get a card with the number 5. When I hit Midnight Silver Run's name, the next 5 coins out of the pool would belong to him. We've got 150 coins total. As a whole, in the 94 bag, we found a couple of die cracks on the reverse. We found what could very easily be a misaligned die clash on the obverse rim clash, but no die varieties. There were no double dies to be noted in there, unfortunately. But the coins were in nice condition. So there's nothing wrong with the coins. It's just that they weren't quite what we really wanted them to be. Because, well, we're looking for die varieties. You know, we're looking for high value. All right, so here we go. I'll let you guys watch me again on this one. This is a it's a 2000 mint sealed bag. And here, of course, you can see that it's still stitched shut from the mint. You have the surging coming out this side here and this side here. And basically, they've got this big machine that looks like a staple gun almost. And they just run it across the top of the bag and they cut it and it's sewn shut. And then they just toss the bag onto a pallet and it's ready to go. They did this up until the end of 2001. In 2002, they started doing the bags in the ballistic, large ballistic totes that carry, I think it was 400,000 coins. You were going to change your name to CMOS? How about Aaron? Let's see, where's my scissors? I was just looking for my scissors so that I could cut the stitching on this. And my scissors seem to be missing at the moment. Well, that's kind of strange. Okay. Well. I just had my scissors an hour ago and now I don't know where they are. So, I will use this knife to cut the stitching, which I have just done. And I was showing everyone last time, I'll show you again, that with this mint stitching, if you pull it from the correct side, there's 2 sides to this. And I'll take my camera here and I'll show you. See that right there? I'll do it this way. That right there is not the correct side to pull from. It has 2 threads coming out and it looks like a loop-de-loop. If you look at this side has 1 single thread. If you pull it from this side, the whole thing will come apart exactly as you want to do it. So all you have to do is just start pulling on the string through one of these holes. I can't do it holding the camera, sorry. I thought maybe I could, but the whole bag's about to dump out on my lap, and I don't want that to happen. So, I don't know where my scissors are, and that's really kind of messing up the whole thing here. Once you get this started, all you got to do is pull on it, and it comes right open. There we go. I'm pulling on it from the wrong end. Okay, this did not go nearly as well as it did last time. Here we go. Now I've got it right. Cut this end. There we go. Cut that end and pull. There we go. So now all I got to do is pull on the string and it comes unstitched. And you can pull the whole thing out just like that. There you go. Totally unstitched now. The bag is open. And the coins inside appear to be nice and clean. Nice, better grade. Pretty looking coins. All right, so let me dump out a fair shake. And since they came out of the bag in no particular order, they will go under the scope in no particular order. I found one that has a problem. I'm going to pull it out and it's not going to be incorporated into the hunt. I found two that have problems. Any of these that have problems, I'll just pull them out and replace them. The one that I found that had problems was this. It has black on it. We don't want to use those. No, the problem is black. It's got stuff on it. It's corroded. Okay, so yeah, the first bag didn't have any. The first bag did not have any varieties in it. So we're going to try this and see what happens. So now I have a bunch of coins right here. See that? On the tray. It's a felt pad tray, so it's not going to hurt the coins any at all for them to sit like that. Let me get my camera proper here. There we go. And this camera I want to knock back down here so we can see what holder we're on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull names out of the bag, and you will get all of your coins in a row. But I didn't want, like Steve Pettit and the other people late in the run, to not be able to get to their coins early. And what I happened to pull out first was Adam Chambers, who was first in alphabetical order anyway. So he gets 3 coins. So I'll at random, I'll pull 3 coins out of here. And we'll take a look at them. This will be coin number 1 out of a mint seal bag from the year 2000. I'm not seeing anything on the obverse. Flip it over. And it is a close AM. This would be normal for the year 2000 Lincoln cents. What we're looking for is wide AM, the ones that have space between the A and the M. And those would also have an even space between the A and the 2 T's. This one, the A sits further to the right. This would be normal for the close AM version of 2000, which is what we are currently looking through. We'll see if we find any close AMs. So there's coin number 1. That goes to Adam. Coin number 2, also for Adam, will be this one. Another close AM. Ooh, look at the condition. Condition so far very promising. One small spot on the reverse. Couple of little marks on the obverse. That's a plating blister down there. Linear plating blister. I don't see anything and pull this out of a 66. Unfortunately, it takes a 67 to make a money grade. But this is a really nice coin. Yeah, look at it in hand. I can see just a few minor abrasions. But it's overall a very nice coin. So into the flip it goes for number 2. And coin number 3, I'll take this one right here. Coin number 3 is not a wide AM. Looking mainly for wide AMs, looking for double dies as well. Double columns. Looking for trail dies. Looking for anything that might have what is called trail dies. It's actually stretched lines going away from the corners of devices. And that represents what I believe to be a form of die polishing, but is somewhat collectible because, well, they're just unusual to find. Good evening, Vidal. Okay, those are Adams coins. I'm going to stick his name with coin number 1. So when I print the rest of them later, I will know what I'm doing. And next will come Marshall. Marshall's 10 coins. This will be the first one. Not seeing anything on the obverse yet. Nope. Dennis, the reason I can't do that is because I need to know if there's any double dies in this. And just looking at the AM does not tell me if there's double dies in here. And there are known double dies for 2000 Lincoln cents. So the way I do things is I check to be sure that there are or are not double dies in what I'm sending out, because I photograph the ones that need to be photographed for Coppercoins. All right, next coin for Marshall. This is number 2 for him. Although I will be going through these rather quickly. Also a close AM. No hub doubling that I can see. I expect to see anywhere between 5 and 6 up to 15 or 20 different die pairs in each bag. Uh, 64 to 65 grade. Wide AM 2000 Lincoln cent. Probably value around $10. $10 or so. All right, here's Marshall's next coin. And actually, we don't have to be this close to the coin for me to see other features. So we can back out a little bit and get a little bit more of the surface of the coin into the scope. Because I can see hub doubling from this distance, and I can also see the AM of America. Need to be about right here. This one has issues. as I could see before. So this one's coming out. Marshall gets another coin. Let's try this one. Nope, this one has issues too. Well, if it's a wide AM, we can give it to Marshall. But it's not. Also not a double die. So because it has issues, we'll skip it. I don't want to give messy coins out to people. Just don't like it. This one's a lot better. So far, anyway. You see how his lip is kind of weird and puffy on the top, and on the bottom it just looks like a little piece cut out. Looks like a slug sitting on his face or something. I call this the chimpanzee lips design, or the slug lips design. And 1999 and 2000 had this design. I'm glad they changed it later because it looks horrible. Send some coins into grading and designation with Annex, and look at the email. It says they're in consulting. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't look. When I submit stuff, I submit it and it comes back eventually, and I don't ever look in between. I just wait for it to come in the mail. So I don't know what that means. Consulting might mean that they're talking to one another about grade. It could mean a lot of different things. All right, here's another one for Mr. Marshall. That's probably true, Eddie. He's pouting because he doesn't have a white AM. Okay, well, that's Mr. Marshall's fourth coin. I saw one that I immediately wanted to pull out. Oh, here it is. This one I'm not giving to anyone because of that huge gash on the obverse right there. But we'll see what it is. It's a close AM. No double die. Put that in the reject pile. Put this one in the reject pile because it's got spots on the reverse. It's got spots, and I don't like spots. Just checking it real quick to see what's there. Maybe it doesn't have spots. Maybe I was just seeing things. It does have a couple little spots. This one's fine. I can't keep going through this until I find perfect coins because we may make it through the whole bag and I may not find enough to send out. I'm just looking for nice gem coins. It's a little bit different from a typical roll search because in a typical roll search, we've only got 50 coins to look through. Here, we're going to have a lot of coins left over. So I don't have to send out cruddy coins just because they're the ones I'm picking out. I could have picked out the clean coins instead. So the cruddy coins are just going to go on the floor and they're going to go back to the bank. The clean, nice looking coins will go into your holders. So that's 6 coins for Mr. Marshall. We're moving up to number 7. Haven't found anything yet. And nothing on that side. Yeah, the lips are sort of goofy. You probably never would have noticed it if I hadn't said anything. It's one of those things that, you know, does that taste funny to you? Well, yeah, now that you mention it, it does. It's like, yeah, but you never would have noticed it had I not said anything. So, you're welcome. Here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 3 coins left. Let's take this one. I am indeed selecting these things more or less at random. I am not able to see with enough detail the actual coins to tell you whether or not I'm pulling a double die, a wide AM, or anything else. I'm basically just looking at it, but I can see when the coins are actually ugly. I can see that. See, this one's a pretty nice one. When the coins are actually just ugly, I'm going to put those on the floor because those are going to go to Bank of America in the morning. The rest of them will be our stash of nice 2000 Lincoln cents. I'm looking at this one a little closer because that first zero looks like a little wonky shape, but I have to see more than that to really investigate, and I don't. So I'm probably just seeing things with that. MS-67s are rather tough in 2000 Lincolns. Actually, even 66s can be somewhat tough. That's 9 for Mr. Marshall. We've got one more. It's this one right here that I selected to completely at random off of the pile. And no double die and no wide AM. All right, that's it for Mr. Marshall. I'll put his name with his first coin. And move on to... Who's next? Ron Fry. Ron Fry got 15 coins. So we'll start with Ron Fry right here. See a little bit of a linear plating blister going through the 2 of the date. Don't see anything else on the obverse. And on the reverse, nothing out of the ordinary. This is a nice coin, though. Ron Fry's second coin will not be this one. I just noticed this coin. And it's also not a wide AM. So no loss. It goes on the floor. I just pulled this coin out, and I think this will go to Ron Fry. Oh, yeah. Got nada. Major double dies for 2000 Lincoln cents. I do not believe there's any major double dies known for 2000. There are a few minor ones. I'm going to take a look now and make sure I'm not missing anything that might be listed that's actually kind of minor. Let's see. Double dies, sent DDOs. No DDOs known for 2000. DDRs. There are DDRs known for 2000. All of the ones known have to do with the central portion of the design around the statue on the reverse. So we might want to dig in a little deeper to those. Got plenty of coins to go through yet. So but because nothing is known for the obverse doesn't mean we don't check the obverse. It just means nothing's been discovered to this date. Okay, so we're going to have to go in just a little bit tighter. There we go. Now we can see anything that's going on in and around the statue. And of course, as we go through these, there is a chance that we could see something on a later coin and realize that we may have seen that before. If anything at all is found of value on any coin in this hunt, I will go back through every coin from the hunt to see if there is anything of significant value in any of the coins that I had already picked. I am so used to pulling a name out after every coin. My hand seems to want to go in the bag no matter what. Even though consciously, I know that I'm not supposed to go back into the bag. My heart, my brain, and my head really want to go back into the bag for the next name. Okay, I see nothing on that one. I just did it again. Oops, I did it again. I know. So some people, I'm glad that we're getting to a point where people don't even know the reference on Britney Spears. That was like yesterday, and the last, 15 years have just flown by. Nothing there. Cracked skull would be nice. I just did it again. You would think by now I would learn. Yes, I know. That is different. This is not from a counting and wrapping machine because these have never been through a counting and wrapping machine. That is strange. It appears to be a struck through of some sort. At this point in the game, boys and girls, we've been through 19 coins out of the bag. And yes, while it's only 19 coins out of 5,000, 19 coins is enough to get a good barometer of what you should expect to see. And so far, we're not finding anything doubled in this bag. The singing is always funny. Is it funny because I can't sing, or is it funny just because it's comic? I did it again. Chuck stopped going into the bag between every coin. Go into the bag like I'm going to draw a name, and then I just pull my hand out because I know it doesn't belong in there. All right. It's just entertaining. Okay. Well, I'm glad I'm entertaining. Entertaining you. And now for your entertainment. If you please, direct your attention to stage number 2. As Chuck's dynamic twin sings the national anthem of Germany. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Yeah, step away. I just did it again, you know? My hand just goes in there. All right. Well, I don't really know why I do that. This is a nice coin. Really, really nice. If it doesn't have any spots or junk on the reverse, it's going to be a pretty high-grade coin. It does not appear to have any spots or junk on the reverse. It appears to be a very, very nice coin. This is one of Ron Fry's coins right here. Watch this. I did not go into the bag. My hand did not go into the bag. Another coin that, aside from a few small water spots, This one's in really nice shape. Where I get this wide knowledge of music. Ooh, look at that plating blister. Is that a blister or a gouge? Looks like a gouge. That's interesting. Right there between the S and the T. States. It probably is a plating blister. The difference between a gouge and a blister is that a gouge generally would have very sharp edges, because we're talking like a screwdriver scraping across the die. You're going to see all of the little marks left behind. And then a plating blister is going to be a lot softer, because a plating blister is basically, it's kind of like a blister on your skin. It just kind of raises up. And two reasons why I call this probably a plating blister. One, it's not sharp enough to be a gouge. And two, it's running in a parallel direction with the planchet striations that show weakness in the strike. And that is going to usually be the case because the striations on the planchet, when the planchet was made, are still there when it's plated. And just like here, you see some linear plating issues. This blister was probably caused when the coin was plated and there were impurities in one of the tiny, tiny, tiny grooves that make up the lines going across the planchet. And that comes from the advance wheel in the blanking press when they're actually blanking the coins. Puts those gouges or little tiny lines. It's like a really small. I did it. I pulled a name out. Rudy, I pulled your name out, but it doesn't mean anything right now because I'm still getting run price coins. Yeah, I guess you are right that old habits are hard to break. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, my wide berth of musical knowledge comes from pretty much every day when I'm working here by myself and just sitting in this room, and my dog is in here too. It's just me, the dog, and Casey Kasem. Casey Kasem on the iHeartRadio station for American Top 40. I learn a lot from Casey Kasem about music from the period of time where I was a little kid and growing up until I graduated from high school and then points thereafter. They do one of the weekly programs every 3 hours. It was a 3-hour program that ran from 1970 past 2000, but this actually just goes from 1970 to 1989. And these are all the original shows. And you hear the top 40 tunes for every week that you listen to. And for those who don't know the show, or anyone here who's from Mars or Russia or something like that and doesn't know Casey Kasem and his show, he ran them backwards from number 40 up to number 1. And so by the time you got to the number 1 song, you were 3 hours deep into the show. I just did it again. I'm going into the bag again. Not a good idea because there's no reason to do that. I've seen this before. It's 2000 where the two center digits are connected to one another via a small die crack. I've seen that before in this bag. Well, I want to tell you, people, we're halfway through a roll. And so far, no white AM. A little disappointing. I was hoping that this bag would be chock-a-block loaded full of them. But that's 25 coins. I just went into the bag again. Here's 26. Coin number 26, also belonging to Mr. Fry. Ron Fry is still in the middle of his selections. I hope everyone else had a good dinner. I had a good dinner with my wife and our roommate. We had spaghetti. Good cheap meal for poor people. I love it. Been doing good cheap meals for poor people most of my life. I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I owe you 2 more coins, Ron. Here's one of those 2. Ooh, this one's pretty. Just by the way it looks, it's really shiny. You can see that high sheen. That's kind of cool. Sometimes they come out that way when they're hammered, struck a little bit better than others. You'll notice that you don't see those striations on this one, those stripes everywhere. It's because this coin was struck more sharply. Well, Carabelle, here's how you do it our way. This is the cheap way. And yes, while it may not be the quality you're after, it still fills your gut. And it is very cheap. It doesn't cost much. Here's how you do it. You go get yourself your favorite jar of flavored spaghetti sauce, a pound of hamburger, and you brown the pound of hamburger, you throw the spaghetti sauce in, you toss a little bit of oregano and other stuff in with it. I don't need to even say what I just did. Then when your sauce gets nice and hot, you feel like everything's starting to merge together, get a nice flavor going, you toss your noodles in and get your noodles all cooked up. It doesn't have to be spaghetti either. I don't like spaghetti noodles. I prefer something like a penne pasta or a rigatoni or small shells or even macaroni. Elbows are just fine. You don't have to have cheese on them. You can put spaghetti sauce on elbows. They call it chili mac. It's good stuff. Well, this time, I actually need to go to the bag because I believe that was Ron Fry's last coin. Let me put this on here. Let me count these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 15. So Ron Fry has his 15 coins. Let me put his name in the first one. And there we go. So we do have to go to the bag. Go to the bag for another name. What makes them have the wide lettering? You talking about the ones that we were already looking at? That was weakness in the strike. If you're talking about the wide AM, it's because it was a different design. So Eddie Jams. Eddie Jams gets 1 coin out of the bag. Let me pick one that's pretty. Because I can't see the design on these. I can't see anything more than the fact that they're more or less mark-free. So I'm going to get him a decent mark-free coin. Check to see if it has any hub doubling or anything like that on it. So I'll give you the story. I always tell stories. Well, 1988 was the last issue year. Oh, he's not going to get this coin. This is ugly. This one's going on the floor. Bank of America is going to be happy with this in the morning, but I'm certainly not tonight. So let's pick Eddie Jams, a new coin. And so they came out with a new design that they started using in 1989. Well, there were a few transitional changes in that where they used the improper design in the wrong year. They actually started using some of the 1989 designs before 1989 actually rolled around. And James Wiles has figured out that there were 5 reverse designs used up to 1988. So 1988's design was known as RDV5. It's Reverse Design Variety number 5. There's Eddie James. All right. So in 1989, they came out with RDV number 6, or what Kaneka calls RDV number 6. Mr. Fletcher. Mr. Fletcher will get 10 coins. So RDV number 6 was used on all Lincoln cents from 1989 through 1992. In 1993, they decided to change the design again. So they changed the design from what we call the wide AM design, which is the normal design for 1992, to the close AM design, which is what we are seeing on all these coins here. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. That is actually struck into the coin. That's something soft struck through. That is sunken into the surface of the coin. I'm not exactly sure what this is. But it's cool. So the design they changed to in 1993 was this design, basically. It has the A and the M that nearly touch one another. The A in states is off-center to the right. The designer's initials are further away from the building and have no serif crosslet at the bottom of the G. There are many other small changes in the design, but those are the most prevalent changes noticeable. And they changed both the mint state and the proof coins to this design in 1993. Well, in 1994, somebody had the wise idea of let's keep the mint state coins with this wide AM design, but let's change the proofs back to close AM. So let's go back to the previous design for the proof coins and then make all the mint state coins with the new design. Well, this doesn't make any sense because aren't proof coins supposed to be an example of the coins minted for that given year? So as of 1994, we were striking proof coins with the reverse of 1992 and the obverse of 1993, the obverse style of 1993 and the reverse style of 1992. So that's just kind of weird, but that's the way it worked. And proof coins from that moment forward, from 1994 onward, were to have the wide AM or the AM with the split between them, or RDV number 6. RDV number 7 had become the new norm for mint state coins, but for the proof coins, we went back to RDV number 6. So come along the year 1998, and something weird happened. They started pressing the mint state coins. I pulled a name out of the bag, and I shouldn't have done that. Oh, no. I need to pull a name out of the bag. Wait a minute. What did I do wrong? Okay, I put Mr. Fletcher's name into the second coin. I shouldn't have done that because Mr. Fletcher is still receiving coins. We have 2 coins out for Mr. Fletcher so far. We need to get 8 more coins for Mr. Fletcher without putting my hand in the bag. And so when the... Oh, look at that. Big old plating blister right there. Big as you please. That's what they'd say down south. They'd say it's bigger than Dallas. But the... Oh, we have a little double die, I do believe. If we do, it's going to mean going back and checking all of the coins I've already pulled. Let me zoom in on this and see what I can see. I'm not sure that I was looking at a double die, but we're going to find out one way or the other. Oh, it's so minor. This might be something that somebody else would list, but it's not something I could list. It's just not big enough. But that little speck over to the right-hand side of the statue in this image, you can see that that light bar is just a little bit wider as it goes right by where his knees stick out. That's actually an extra piece of the column that sits next to it doubled into that area of the coin. There's nothing else really doubled on there, but it's just that one little spot right there. It looks like a little canoe. It's just a little boat-shaped sliver. A UFO, exactly. And that is a minor double die, not one that I could list. I don't believe that's the kind that Kaneka would list either, but I will take a look. Actually, it does appear that it could be DDR number 6 on the Kaneka listings, or DDR number 10. Those people are kind of funny. James Wiles will tell you something's too minor one day, and then the next day he lists something that's a lot more minor. For a while, we got into listing these on Coppercoins, and I realized that there's just way too much of it out there. Way too much. I don't know. I don't see another... I don't see a listing that shows anything this minor. But yeah, that is a very, very minor double die reverse right there. You can see it there. It just looks like the little stripe next to Lincoln there gets just a little bit wider for a second as you go up and down. And that to me is just too minor to list. But anyhow, 1998 rolls around, and two things happen that are really weird. First of all, this design that they've swapped back to for the proof design, for the proof coins, accidentally finds its way onto a mint state die. And so they mint coins with the proof design on a mint state die. Now, something else really weird happens, though. Somehow the San Francisco Mint gets a hold of dies that have this design that were mint only for the mint state coins, and they end up minting proof coins with this close AM mint state reverse. And wow, that's just weird. Well, the same thing happened again in 1999. The exact same thing, both with the mint state and the proof issues. So in 2000, we sort of expected that was going to happen again. No. Never found a proof coin with the mint state reverse. But we have found mint state coins with the proof reverse. Next. No, Rudy, I've not pulled your name yet. Actually, I did pull your name, but I wasn't meant to pull a name at that point in time, so I stuck it back in the bag. So your coins have not been pulled yet. But safe to say, I'm just being kind of dumb in pulling things out that don't belong to be pulled. So don't worry about me. Everything will be straight by the time I get done. We're looking to be the first people who find a double die obverse on a year 2000 Lincoln Cent, because Kaneka does not seem to have one listed at all. So we're going to see what we can do about changing that this evening. But unfortunately, 34 coins in, we still haven't found anything other than a very, very minor double die reverse, which, as far as I'm concerned, we can skip the fact that we even saw it. Because it's just so minor. So minor. There's a little struck through. Some little struck through thingy connecting the T and the E of states. Struck through only happens inside the minting chamber. By the time you get a coin out of the minting chamber, doesn't matter what hits it, it's not a struck through. Struck through is because there was debris either on the planchet or on the die when the die hit the planchet. Die separates from the planchet, the foreign piece falls out, and you have a struck through. I'm not sure what do you think it was done intentionally is asking. I'm sorry. I wish I knew. I don't have context because I don't remember what I was saying or what was going on when that was put into the comments. That's right, 5 billion coins and no DDO. But that's, I mean, that lends to the whole issue here, is that you got 5 billion coins, and at most you're talking about roughly a million coins per die. And so to strike the 5 billion coins took 1,000 dies, or actually 5,000 dies. 5,000 different dies to strike, die pairs to strike all these coins. If there's a double die out there, it may even be hard to find if you were guaranteed that you had an example of each different die. But to be sure that you're checking every one of the dies, you'd have to search 3/4 of the population of the coins. And even then, you're not absolutely guaranteed, but your chances are just a lot better. And then your double die that you're going to find, who knows what it is. Who knows how good or how minor it could be. Hello, Coin World UK. This is an open forum. It is time where you can ask questions. Anybody can ask questions. If you have questions that are relevant to the subject topic that we're talking about, I don't mind them at all. Even if you think they're stupid, they're only stupid because you didn't ask them. So, no such thing as stupid questions, except the ones you don't ask. Hey, Jody, we haven't found anything in this bag, and we didn't really find anything in the 94 bag, so both bags turn out to be not the best, but the grade of the coins is okay. Got one more from Mr. Fletcher. One more from Mr. Fletcher. It's be this one right here. Let's see what we have. Coin World UK, unfortunately, we don't really know how or why any of this happened, but at the present time, these are only known to exist on Philadelphia Mint coins. Of course, other than the proof coins that have the wrong reverse, and those are all San Francisco. So all proof coins from that era were minted in San Francisco, all the circulating proofs. All right, what comes next? Who's the next person in the bag? Midnight Silver Run is the next person in the bag. He gets 5 coins. There's Midnight's first coin. It's a Y2K. If you guys remember back right before these coins were minted, remember these were minted in January of the year 2000. Given that they were minted in January, or is it this bag? No, this isn't the January bag. The January bag was the 94 bag. These didn't have a date on them. Denver did start making their own dies around 1996. This is when we switched over to the single squeeze die making technique. as you're checking your year 2000 Lincoln cents out, grab yourself a Lincoln cent from, say, 1992 and compare the differences between them. In fact, we will do that, so we can all learn at one time. All right, there's our first coin for midnight. I will grab a 1992 Lincoln. And we will take a look at a 1992 next to a year 2000. So this is an educational forum. We will do an educational thing. Midnight's coin is going to be on the right, and a 1992 Lincoln cent will be on the left. This is the 92 Lincoln cent. Notice that when you look at the A in states, the A is very well centered between the two T's. The distance between the A and each of the two T's is almost exactly the same. Then when you look over here at the AME, the A and the M have a little bit of space between them, and the distance between the A and the M and the E is almost equal. So the letters look very evenly spaced. And you look down here, and you have a little crosslet bar on this inside the center of the G of the initials, and the F and G initials are very close to the base of the memorial. Now this is a year 2000 Lincoln cent. This one is a normal one. You notice that the A is off-center to the right. And then here, your M is off-center to the left to the point that it's actually touching the A. And you look down here at the initials, and there is no crosslet in the center of the G. You look over here again. You have a crosslet in the center of the G. And here, you have no crosslet in the center of the G. And you look up here, your M is too far to the left, touching the A, and over here, it's evenly spaced between the A and the E. You come over here, your A is off-centered to the right, and over here, your A is centered. So this is the wide AM design. This is the older design. This is also the design that if you look at the proofs of all of the newer years than 1993, so 1994 through 2008, you're going to see this design used for the proofs. And then you'll see this design used for the mint state coins. The error is that in 1998, 99, and 2000, for some reason, this design was used on the reverse of some of the mint state coins. So you end up with a 2000 with a design like this on the reverse, where it's supposed to have this design. So that's what you're looking at. That's why you're looking at these specifically for that. Then you can also look at the center of the statue and see if there's any doubling in that area, and look all around and see if there's any doubling in different parts of the coin. But I'm going to tell you that the A and the M sometimes are split apart because of over-polishing on the close AM, and some people confuse that for the wide AM. You'll never be confused if you use the A up here instead. If the A is off-center to the right, you have a wide AM or close AM design, which is normal from 1993 on. If the A is perfectly centered between the two T's, you have the wide AM design, or the one with the wide space between the A and the M. And for 98, 99, and 2000, you have an error coin. It's a transitional reverse error coin. This is not a variety, it is an error coin. And so that is your difference between the wide AM and close AM that you will see as normal coins on 1992. But if you get up to 98, 99, 2000, you find that wide AM on a 98, 99, or 2000 Lincoln cent, you found yourself a gem. You found yourself a little peach. All right. On to the next coin. We have had our 5 minutes of discussion and education. I hope you all feel much smarter now and hit that like button. Yeah, the not touching AM does not make any difference at all. See, these are technically, they're not touching. You can see a teensy tiny amount of space between them. But it's definitely the wide AM, or the close AM, and you can tell it's definitely the close AM because the M is not spaced equally between the A and the E. So your space between the M and the E is as important as it is between the M and the A. And if you ever have confusion there, your close AM design has the A off-centered to the right. And it also does not have the crosslet in the G. So there's a few different things to use. It's not just one thing. Too many people focus way too much attention just on the A and the M, and they don't realize that there are many other things they could be using to keep themselves from being confused. All right, that's 3 of Midnight Silver Run's 5 coins. Here's coin number 4. Coin number 4. Now serving number 4. This will also make 43 coins into this hunt. We once again have a close AM design with no hub doubling. The Mint employee stopping and restarting the single squeeze hubbing process. I'm not 100% sure that that's exactly what does occur. However, I can say that the process of squeezing a die now should happen within one wide stroke of the hubbing press, meaning that it should go down, 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 back up, and you're done. However, it is noted that sometimes the dies move in the middle of the process of being hubbed. They snap to one side or another as they're being hubbed. And basically that part of the hubbing process kind of starts over because you've got partial force down on the die, but not complete force. And then when it snaps into place and it moves over to the side, some of the central elements of the design are then doubled. A nifty little die crack right there. Runs through the R in 2 different directions. So this doubling that you end up seeing is usually always in the central area of the design, because this snap that happens where the loose die or loose hub snaps into the proper position happens pretty early in the hubbing process while the die is still conical in shape. Because dies always start out as a cone with a raised, they're a cylinder with a raised cone in the center. The reason for that is so the die receives the design from the inside toward the outside of the design so that it fills all the recesses properly. Next up will be Dana. Dana Boyleave gets 5 coins. So here's the first one. And so as we're hubbing a die, there is a chance that it could not have been fixed plumb, perfectly plumb, in the hubbing chamber. And as the hub presses more and more force onto the die gives up and snaps into place. I have heard, although I have not actually been there to hear it, I have heard from people who were there to watch the process tell me that it almost sounds like a shotgun blast when this happens, that it is so immediate and so harsh of a sound. And let's see, there's a coin I'm not going to give away. I see spots all over this one. Okay, this one is the connected zeros. So we've seen this one before anyway. And I'm going to flip it over to make sure it's not a wide AM. And it is not a wide AM. It is not a double die. So this one goes on the floor. This one's going on the floor. This one's spotty. Spots all over this. I'm glad I have this discretion that I can just toss coins on the floor. They will get scooped up, put in a baggie, and taken to the bank tomorrow. I don't like spots. And when I have a chance to not mess with spots, I don't. Because I don't like them. Okay, here's the next coin for Dana. Nope, this one's got spots on it too. That's not going anywhere except the bank. That's nasty. Nasty coin. I don't mean a thing. Nasty. Nasty coin. Alright, so that one goes on the floor. Next coin. This one actually looks pretty good. So this one will go to Dana. Looking for doubling. Looking for anything to cause us alarm and say, oh wow, that was a nice coin. Don't you wish you had a girl like me? Don't you wish you had another coin like me? All right, that's 2. Hello, Wild Ohio Outdoors and Detecting. That just sounds like an appealing name. Being outdoors and detecting. The Ohio part does not sound so appealing. Not this time of year. I know it's probably warmer than it usually is there this time of year, but you still have had snow, and that's not my favorite thing. I just moved to North Carolina from Florida, and I lived in Florida for 10 years. And North Carolina is frigid to us. And heck, I think it was close to 55 degrees today. And we do our best to not go outside ever during this time of year. We stay indoors. I order everything from Amazon and the grocery store. Other than taking the dog out to pee, I'm pretty much indoors. I am losing my tan on the top of my feet by the day. I used to have flip-flop lines on the top of my feet because I was outside in the sun almost all the time. And now I'm turning into a marshmallow. Not only am I getting white, but I'm also getting fat. I have 2 coins left to do. One more for Dana. Actually, I'll just do this one more coin for Dana. And then we will take a short 10-minute break. I will stay here during that break and stuff inserts because I need to. You guys may take your break and be sure that you return. Ooh, look at that. That's interesting. There's really weird struck-throughs that we're getting. This is definitely a struck-through. It is sunken into the coin. As you can see here, the light is coming from the bottom. It's definitely sunken into the coin, but it leaves no mark outside of it. It's soft-edged. It does not raise on the edges like a crater. And it does not affect the reverse of the coin. So, I'm saying it happened inside the striking chamber. Also a wide AM, or a close AM, normal design, close AM. But a nice coin overall. Alright, that's the last coin I'm going to do for about the next 5 to 10 minutes. You guys can take a short break. Go do what you need to do, and then we'll go back into it. It's 13 minutes after the hour right now. I think I'll start back up around 18 minutes after the hour. Roughly 5 minutes from now. It did kind of look like a carrot, didn't it? Fat. Your food preps for the apocalypse. There you go. I can do that. Well, no, honey, I'm not getting fat. I'm just making sure that I'm well fed for the apocalypse. Because, well, when the apocalypse gets here, you're going to starve to death. And I'm going to live through radioactive winter. Fat. Yeah, that's not exactly how I want to exist, I don't think. That's when I was in the military, we were doing training exercises a lot about how to live through a nuclear war. And I was kind of wondering to myself as we were going through these training exercises, wearing, chemical suits and gas masks and all this other weird stuff. And it's like, am I really sure I want to live through this war? I mean, I understand operational readiness and everything, but you got kind of like no personal life if you're wearing a mask every day and you're sleeping in a decon chamber. Hey, Penny Parent, you feeling better? I hope you're feeling wonderful. We're not finding white AMs in this. We have found one minor, very minor double die reverse, and I skipped over it because it was just too minor to really count for much. We're taking a short break to give people the opportunity to use the restroom while I stuff some more flip inserts and talk about radiological war. So we're doing a bang-up job of a reveal here where I'm finally showing that I'm just weird. And, well, for those who haven't figured it out, they've now been told. You feel better after your nap? Oh, good. I'm glad. So we got Penny Parent, we got Jody. We have been working behind the scenes for the last day and a half, 2 days, working on identifying all of the different dies that have come out of the reveals through the holiday season. We did, I believe it was 11 or 12 roll reveals during the holiday season. I think it was 12, maybe even 13. And we went through and identified the different dies, and now I have to get them photographed and listed and get all the flip inserts made so that I can ship the coins out. But as it turns out, as we were going through everything and finding everything we did, I found a number of coins that I had missed previously. I found one that I was actually petting myself on the back happy about, simply because I almost skipped over them and decided, nah, I'll take a look. I did, and it was from a 1964 D roll that we did last week, and about a half dozen people had what I thought could be a late die state of an RPM. Just looked like it might be. Just gave me that feeling, you better hold it out to see. Well, found out they were Connect RPM number 12. And so we had RPMs that I may have not noticed, but did, and am, well, basically pulling my shoulder out of joint to pat myself on the back over having found them because, well, they are actually rather minor looking and rather difficult to detect. So it's my presumption by that these are not very well known RPMs because, well, while people see them, they may not even notice that they're there. And these ones that I've got markers that match the pictures on Kaneka perfectly. So I know that I've got the same listing as James Wiles has. And so, yeah, there we go. Is what it is, right? And I do go through every roll that I check. I check them twice, just like Santa checks his list. Santa checks his too. And I have literally hundreds of coins to finish making inserts for the ones that need inserts made, putting them in order by name, putting them in protective sleeves, getting labels printed, getting packing slips printed, packing all of them, sticking labels to the package, and shipping them out. This is an hours and hours and hours long process for one person. And my gang helps me out where they can. I will take my cell phone and go through the stack of coins and take pictures of the ones that are die varieties. I post them in a special private group that we have, just that the four of us can... Four? No? Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count myself, can I? Yeah, it's a group that only the 5 of us can see. And I post pictures in there that I've taken with my cell phone through the microscope. I guess it's about time to get started again. We've had 7 minutes, and I said 5. I just wanted to be sure that I had time to stuff enough of these flip inserts to keep going. I so need help. It's the work that I'm doing is just more than one person can do. I only get 5-6 hours of sleep a day, and I'm still not getting enough done. Anybody who lives in the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area and wants to help a guy out, let me know, because I am in need of assistance. It doesn't have to be stuff that you have to do here for the most part, but it is stuff that has to be brought here or picked up. It can't be something I can do through the mail, unfortunately. I have a bunch of people who could help me with a lot of stuff if everything I could do was done through the mail. I need someone who can essentially grade coins. I need someone who's adept at running a computer and can deal with like cameras and editing software and stuff like that. I'm doing absolutely everything I can to keep up with this work, but the work is clearly an overrun. Clearly more than I can handle, but I'm still trying. And it's not stressing. That's not the point. It's not stressing. I'm not stressed. I'm not overstressed. I'm not overworked or anything like that. It's just a matter of, I would like to be able to do more faster, and I just can't. So it would be really nice to have someone who could help. Hey, Steve. So we finished the coins for midnight. We're ready to move on. Get coins out for somebody else. Somebody will be the next name I pull out of the bag after I get 3 more flip inserts done. There's 48. 149. 150. Right there. 150 flip inserts. All right, so I got all those done. And we got coin number 50. We'll go to D. Reese. D. Reese will get 10 coins, starting with this one. This will be coin number 50. I remember when Y2K rolled around, I worked at one of the largest Midwestern dairy co-ops as a mainframe computer operator at that time. And anybody who was in tech at that point in time, especially computer programmers, will very easily remember that as this year was rolling around, everybody was afraid everything, like basically electronic apocalypse, was going to happen. Here's another one of those little double dice. See if I can get us to a good angle to see it. There we go. And zoom in on it. Yeah, we had people on call. We had programmers on call. We had system analysts, database people, all sorts of things. Steve Woods, what city, meaning what city am I looking for help in? It would be the Raleigh-Durham area, North Carolina. So this is a minor double die reverse. I will go back through and I will look at them again, and I'll compare them to what we already have listed on Coppercoins. I will compare them to what's listed on Variety Vista, and I will see if it happens to match up with anything that's already been listed. And if it does, I'll go through and I'll make labels for all of the ones that we have pulled. I may even search through more of them and give people additional coins. Okay, I'm going to put this bag over here so I can't reach into it again. That would be a good solution. It's like the dealer with nothing up his sleeve. And here's D. Reese's second coin. Second coin for D. Reese right here. So we haven't been finding anything on the obverse of these at all. And, well, that's kind of what's known about the obverse of year 2000 Lincoln Cents. They're not really producing much of anything. Oh, bam, baby. There's another double die right there. This is a different one. This one is definitely listable. Yeah, I'm not so much into the really, really minor ones that Wexler's been listing. I really kind of prefer when they're a little more noticeable, when there's something that's really going to fly out at you like this. This one's actually pretty nice. You are a good luck penny parent. That's why we keep you around, right? Let's see. Let's see if this one happens to be listed already. I've got the listings up for Variety Vista currently. Doesn't matter who you look them up with. But Variety Vista does not have this listed. Nope. One of the things that makes this pretty easy to determine is you look at the body parts that parallel the areas that the doubling is shown at. So this goes above the shoulder to the knee. So it goes from like the chin to the knee. So you call this chin to knee on the right side, and you go into the listings and you look for a chin to knee on the right side, and there's not one on Variety Vista. Let me do year 2000 Philadelphia double die reverses on my website and see what pops up. This one could be listed. This is a decent double die. It's worthwhile. I do not have it listed. It is not listed. So this is a new double die. Jason Patton, no, you cannot. They stopped. They stopped bagging coins at the mint in 2001. From 2002 on, you cannot get bags of pennies from the mint. This is a nice one. It is a double die reverse. I am going to list this. This is nice enough to bother. And this coin belongs to D. Reese. You can see the doubling there pretty well. All right. So, I take back everything I said about not finding anything in this bag. Even though there's not much in here, it's better than nothing. This is a new double die. This is coin number 51 in the bag, and it will go in a different spot so that I'll know exactly where it is when I finish going through all of these. And Reese is now going to get his third coin out of the bag. Let me make it a little bit brighter so everybody can see it. There we go. And third coin out of the bag, or coin number 52 in our search. That's a strange looking little line. It's perfectly straight. Absolutely razor straight. Interesting. So, Reese, now is your time to start telling me whether or not I can use your first name. Because if I can use your first name, I will. I'll take pictures of that coin and put you up on the website. Ron, no, I'm not going to draw for the bag because I've got a whole lot of coins still in the bag that are going to stay in the bag until I get them wrapped. So, no, the bag is a storage method. That, once I'm done using them for one group of pennies, they go to be used for a different group of pennies, because I sell bags. Sometimes I sell bags of copper. Sometimes I sell bags of wheat. And I reuse bags. They're useful to me. Wrappers are not useful to be reused for much of anything, so they're pretty much just collectibles as they are. Once you get them open, they're kind of done. Bags can be reused a number of times. In fact, the mint always told you on the outside of the bag, they'd tell you to return it to the mint when you were finished. I don't know how many people actually did, but I never did. Which by the time I would have any opportunity to return a bag to the mint, they quit using them. So much for that, right? I've been to a lot of banks. They've got the machines that you can dump pennies into or dump coins into, and the machine will count the coins for you. And I got finished dumping my coins into the bag, and they asked me, well, what are you doing with the bag? I'm taking it home. Why? Well, doesn't that belong to us? No, I brought it in here. Check your video. Oh, okay. Why would you want to keep the bag? No, you don't know who I am or what I do, so the reasoning behind why I would want to keep the bag is kind of up to me. Mr. Private. Oh, I completely understand, Dennis. We all like those. But in a day and age where they're not really creating double dies like that anymore, we have to find something that's worthwhile to collect. And the ones that we are finding, although they're quite a bit more minor in scope, they are still just as scarce. They're still just as hard to find. They don't have a lot of market, so they don't have a lot of value. But finding the same die 2 different times in this day and age of billions of coins is actually rather difficult to do. Generally, most of the original mint state double dies that you will see of any given issue probably all came from the same box or the same box run, because after that one box is gone, after that one bag is gone, the likelihood you'll ever run into that die again is kind of slim. What I remember doing this in 2000. And I can tell you that in 2000, it was kind of difficult to find the white AM coins. But I did find a number of them. I never really thought that they would have a lot of value because I was finding so many of them. And typically, well, my luck, the way it goes, if it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. If I was finding it, it had no value. And that's basically the way I assumed everything went, because if I'm finding it, it has no value. Well, finally I found a few of them. I've still never found a year 1999 white AM. Those, at one time, those were bringing $300 to $500 in uncirculated condition. I don't think they're anywhere near that high now. I think they're typically selling somewhere right around $100, not maybe less. And while these year 2000 white AMs started out, $30 to $50, I think they're more like $5 now. 5 to 10, but they're still cute. Just be really nice to have rolls of them. Unfortunately, that's not happening today. Unfortunately. But hey, you know, they wouldn't have any value if they were so easy to find, right? It's the only reason they have values, because there's people like us who dig endlessly through rolls looking for them and are willing eventually to just give up and pay a little bit of money to get one. Just to have it for a collection. Because, well, finding them somehow impossible, except for the guy next door who's found 400 of them. I don't think I'm going to give this coin out. This one's got a spot on it. It's also got a pretty flat strike. If it works out to be something, then I'll give it to him. Otherwise, I'll just hang on to it. Give it to the bank in the morning. Let's see what it's got on the reverse. It is normal. Dr. Jones, it is normal. So, this one will go to the bank. Le banque. Onto the floor it goes. Don't you love how I do reject coins? I could just toss them across the room, but I may never find them again. So I just drop them on the floor. And later on, I get down on the floor on my hands and knees and I start picking them up like a golf ball collector on a driving range. Just get down there and scoop them across the floor and pick them all up. Toss them in a baggie, and into the counting machine at the bank they go. Well, actually, Dennis, they did create rarities on purpose. They're called W-Mint quarters. And while they're not rare, they're rare enough to keep people looking for them. And if they did something with Lincoln Cents, like creating a double die every year or something like that, it would keep some excitement in the hobby. That's for sure. Penny Parent, I will call you or talk to you. I will check it. I will answer any questions you have. I will do anything you need. You let me know, and I'll help out in any way I can, including to say here and now that Penny Parent is intending on having an auction on the Coppercoins channel Tuesday evening. She will be using the Coppercoins account on the Coppercoins channel right here. She will have full access and will be running an auction. She and Jody and Brady and possibly Amber will all be contributing pieces for sale. I have a box that I will be shipping out this week, tomorrow morning actually, that will go to Penny Parent, that she will be able to auction more items next Tuesday, because I do believe that she's planning on doing 2 auctions in a row on Tuesdays, because I will be gone for 2 Tuesdays in a row. And I will return. This is my annual vacation, sort of. It's not really vacation because it's a working trip. But I don't believe in work. I love what I do, and it's not work, so I don't want to call it work. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That last coin does not belong to Reese. So we'll get Reese's coins over here. And the first 2 coins, last 2 coins that I just picked, will be the first 2 coins for the next person. Next person is Rudy Alfaro. Rudy Alfaro gets 10 coins. This is the first 2. We'll go back and take a look at it again. Be sure there's no forgetting. This is Rudy's first coin. It is a nice uncirculated wide AM, or close AM, I'm sorry, close AM. Year 2000 Lincoln cent. And if I turn the plastic, it will change colors. But that's not the coin. That is the plastic. And then this will be Rudy's next coin. I grabbed too many for Mr. Reese. So these 2 coins actually belong to Rudy all along. It's just I didn't discover it until late. So stab me and slab me. Okay, so there's 2 normal 2000 Lincoln cents. We'll move on to his next coin. His coin number 3 for Rudy Alfaro. Coin number 3 for Rudy Alfaro. This camera won't stay in focus these days. There we go. Not as smooth. How am I smooth? I literally befuddled my way through doing auctions the first 3 or 4 times I did it. It took me 6 months to even get used to being on camera. So I don't think that you have any disadvantage. You just need to bone up and just do it. Get out there and just do it. Don't act like you're talking to a room full of people. Act like you're talking to your computer screen. Plus, anyway, all the people out there, they love you. So, just soak in the vibes. And do the work. Make a little bit of money to spend on other coins. Have yourself some fun. My voice is soothing. As I don't have my Bob Ross shirt on today. I can't be soothing. You're the happy little coin that lives in your collection right over there. I believe Penny Parent plans on doing it on schedule, on the same schedule we normally do it on, which would be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central. That's right, see? You're all fans of Penny Parent. That's because all these people who help me out, they make the world go around for me. They make everything I do easier. They make me look good. And I like it when people make me look good. Allows me to go the extra mile to look fantastic. So I don't think you have anything to worry about, Jess. Now try to remember, there's one thing. Don't change time zones on me. Coppercoins time zone is Eastern time. So if you do something, it might be 7 o'clock to you, but it's still 8 o'clock Coppercoins time. Because the Coppercoins world headquarters is in beautiful Cary, North Carolina. Don't forget. Just because you're corn-fed and live somewhere up there in the middle of the country where it snows all winter, it doesn't mean anyone else is paying attention. All right, well, we have been through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of Rudy's 10 coins so far. 6 of Rudy's 10 coins. Here's coin number 7. Coin number 7 for Rudy Alfaro, or coin number 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. It winds from Chicago to L.A. Over 3,000 miles all the way. I'll stop. Is it 3,000 or 2,000? That's why I paused. I couldn't remember the number. Is it 3,000 or 2,000 miles? Can't remember. 8 states, though. I know it goes through 8 states. Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California. Which year is more desirable for Class 9 doubling in the Lincoln cents? What year? It's not really a year. Desirable. So you're asking, like, if you were going to buy the coins to look through and you're looking for the best year to look through, what is this, I wonder? That looks like a counterclash of some sort. That's weird. You're probably asking, what year are you more likely to find nice, valuable double dies in that are Class 9 double dies? My answer to you would be 2006 plain. 2006 plain has a couple of really nice double dies in. Ah, that's ugly. Well, we know where ugly coins go. It's not even a double die, so ugly coin goes right here. File that one with the others. Move on to the next coin. Well, this one is markedly better, I think. Let's just keep looking. Levels of Madness. The answer to your question is BD, as in Brady Douglas. BD at Coppercoins.com. BD at Coppercoins.com. He will take care of you. Ask my main man Brady. All right, there's coin number 67. It goes in Rudy Alfaro stash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 2 more coins. 2 more coins for Rudy Alfaro. Rudy Alfaro. Let's see what we've got here. This is the 9th coin for Rudy. He gets 10. There's coin number 9. Numismatic News ran an ad for someone selling 1955 double dice for $10. You want to know something? I bet they were selling the poor man's double, thinking it was an actual double die, like double die number 2 or the lesser double die. I remember when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s, those were selling for $4.95, $5.95 a piece. You send them a stamp with a $5 bill, and they'll send you a price list and a 1955 poor man's double die. You get it and you put it in your album thinking, hey, I've got something of value. It turns out you got nothing. You got a 1955 Lincoln Cent that you overpaid for. I'm not going to get into the whole overpaid thing. If you like it for $4.95, buy it for $4.95. But all I got to say is know what you're buying when you're buying it. Whatever money you're spending on something doesn't make any difference. It's none of my damn business what you spend on coins. But when you're spending money on coins, know what you're spending your money on. Don't just spend money. Because that is not a good thing. That's my advice to the youth. There's another double die. This is another, I think this is another one of those, the lesser one that I was finding before. But I think what I'll do is I'll hold this off to the side. I'll hold it off to the side and check it. I've got to somehow mark this. I'll just do it right here on the flip insert that this is Rudy's. There. This happens to be coin number 69. No jokes, people. No jokes. There we go. And I have it marked to go to Rudy Alfaro. And so what I'll do is I'll stick this little double die in there. Jessica, hello. And this number 51 here, I need to mark it for D. Reese. So I'll remember that it's one of his coins because I don't have a little marker to put inside of it for now. And Rudy has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 coins. So that's Rudy's 10 coins out of this bag so far. And next will be Coin Addict. Coin Addict will get his 10 coins now. I don't know if Dylan's here or not. Your year of birth. I hope 1955 and not 2000. Simply just because I had assumed that you were my age or around there. 69. Okay. Oh, coin number 69. Okay, I get it. I understand. Got it. So I'm a year older than you. Were you born before or after Woodstock? Frantically searching on his phone. When was Woodstock? June, before Woodstock. Woodstock was in August. Peace and love. Groovy, baby. With peace and love, everything works. You guys been rolling around in the hippie hay if you think I'm funny. What month? What month was I born? I was born on 1 August, 1968. The 1st of August, 1968. So unlike the guy who gets free coffee from Starbucks every day because all 366 days of the year are his birthday. I only have one. 1st of August. Could you believe that? That they actually had a deal one time at Starbucks where you could register with a card and register your birthday and get a free coffee on your birthday? So, some Weezer pulls 366 cards and submits all of the days of the year and goes in and grabs a free coffee every day because it's his birthday? Yours is 1/9/1962, the same year you were born, 1962. Gosh, I hope so. You're 3 months older than me. Isn't that a horrible thing? I am not going to give this coin away unless it is a nice one because I can see spots on it. If I can see spots on it, then that means it probably doesn't look as good as you might even think it looks under the scope. And it's not going to go into anybody's home unless it happens to be a double die or something very imposingly different from a normal coin. As, luckily enough, it is not, it will go into the deposit on the floor. Watch as I ceremoniously and unceremoniously deposit it onto the floor. My wife would be mad at me if she saw me doing that. Thus, you know, I am highly comfortable in the idea that she will likely not be visiting my channel and watching this show. Because she would wonder, why are you depositing coins onto your carpet in a nonchalant fashion? Well, my dear, that's because the next morning I intend to pick them up, put them in a baggie, and take them to the bank. Catfish Cabin? I remember Catfish Cabin. Hippie hay? Just a little hippie hay to save the day? Makes life tolerable for the rest of us. Just a little hippie hay to get me through the day. Free meal on your birthday. I like that. You're going to register 366 of them? Eat free every day. You know, it might be cheating the system, but it is rather clever. Guy saw, I can submit these coins, or submit these forms. I was looking at my coins at the time I said that. I could submit these forms, 366 of them, and they're all free, and get free coffee every day. Why not? Even that day, once every 4 years, where they stuck in an extra day, simply because, well, the sun and the Earth's orbit around it do not necessarily agree with the Gregorian 365-day system, so we had to add a day in every 4 years to make up for the 8 hours difference. Is it 8 hours? No, it's 6. 6 hours difference. The clock turns out being after 4 years' time. 6 times 4 is 24. Of course, if you're less than 20 years old, you have to get out a piece of paper and draw a bunch of lines to figure that one out. What they are doing to our kids. Oh my gosh. If you've seen core math, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It can take them 20 minutes to solve a simple problem that if you know your times table, you can do inside of 3. Or inside of 1, actually. Takes like 10 seconds to write it down, another 10 seconds to solve it. And you got kids out there who can solve complex math problems, but it takes them a half hour and they have to take off all their shoes. Because they're into drawing pictures to figure out what multiplication is what. Core math, you're lost. So is anyone else who's over 20 years old. Core math is hideous. I'd like to shake the hand of the person who invented that. Just as I'm using the other hand to push him off the cliff. 7 coins so far for Coin Addict. I haven't seen him speak up, so he's probably not here. Unfortunately, he's not watching his own reveal, but that's okay. You don't have to watch the reveal. Gosh, we've been on for 2 hours? Well, we are on coin number 76, so... Nothing. I think I see something sometimes. So I stop and I take another look. I realize I didn't see anything. If you're still alive today, I've been through. There's just, a lot of life. I'm fast approaching 52 years old, and I think I've seen a lot. But I tell you what, and people in the generations before me, like George Carlin, they've seen quite a bit more than I have. That's for sure. Think about it. You're born during World War II. So you're raised without cable, without microwaves, without the internet, without very simple things like digital watches, ballpoint pens, that sort of thing. Your best form of entertainment is either a little round black and white TV or a radio. Of course, you're not having to listen to Britney Spears on the radio. They actually have shows that are decent. You saw him in 72? Oh. So I think the only thing I was paying attention to in 1972 were how many Matchbox cars I had. I don't think I really knew who George Carlin was in 1972. In fact, I'm sure I didn't know who he was. I barely knew Captain Kangaroo in 72. Midnight's leaving us? No, Penny Parent's leaving us. Well, you have a great night. You got to get up early tomorrow morning. I think I should be getting up early in the morning, but I'm not. So I'll hang around for a little while. Keep doing this. Yeah, so I saw another episode of Saturday Night Live the other day. First one I've seen in probably 6 or 8 years. I'm good for another 6 or 8 years. All right, there's Coin Addict's 10 coins. Coin Addict's 10 coins are now in and out. Mr. Dowdle, you're up now. Your 10 coins are now. Here's number 1. You got a connector. You got a 0 connector. You got an eyeglasses coin. George is watching my show right now. I brought him for a little tour of the future. I don't know that I'm really the future of anything. I still think in terms of the way things used to be. And every single time something comes up and I think of the way things used to be, it's usually because I'm bitching about something that is. Because it used to be so much better. You know, it's like, now you got copying machines. I have a laser toner. And they have a drum. And everything's all perfect. And comes out nice and crisp and clear. But back in the day, we ran mimeographs for the teacher in the mimeograph room. And had to crank the thing and put our own paper in. And that bottle of stuff that you put in there to make the active thing change when you're cranking that mimeograph thing around smelled so good. Good night, Ron. Oh, there's another one of those die cracks in two different directions on the R of America. Ribbons on printers. I don't know that I miss printer ribbons all that much. What I miss a lot more is just the whole idea of the mimeograph and the blue copy that you get out of it, and the kind of cold alcohol smell that you get out of it. It's amazing. Amazingly funny. You look amazingly comfortable. It's the guy with the bacon neck shirt. Reverse. Well, we're kind of just burning through these, but I'm telling you, I'll stop if I see anything. So far, Mr. Dowdle has seen nothing of use in 2 coins. They're both nice coins. There's nothing wrong with the coins. It's just that they have no die varieties on them. So we keep moving. Moving right along. This is Mr. Dowdle's 3rd coin. One more issue like that, and this one goes on the floor. This one's a keeper. It's okay. Yeah, it was really fun. Anytime the teacher would need to make copies of something for people, I'd always volunteer to get into the mimeograph room for and make the copies. I'd come back looking like I'd just finished playing a game of Dizzy Bat. But she got her copies, so we both got something out of that one. Of course, next they started huffing glue, and then it turned into paint, and then you had kids putting spray paint all over their faces, which I see them in the principal's office, and they got purple all over their nose. Thinking, you people are not very right. There's something just not right about that, boy. What? Look at what one? Oh. You talking about the grade of the coins? Oh, these things are sweet. These are pretty nice condition. What? Oh, plating blister. Plating blister on the U. Plating blister on the U. There we go. A couple of little water spots on the coat. Not that big an issue. First thing I'm looking at now when I flip these over is right around the statue, because that's where all the known double die reverses are showing. Cute coin. Nice one. Good shape. That's coin number 84. That's Mr. Dowdle's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th coin. And now for the next one. And now for my next trick. I will show you another coin. Connecticut Public Schools. So I noticed something around here in the state of North Carolina. They have the buses that run, school buses. All of them have North Carolina Public Schools on the side. So they basically have one system, one school system that's divided into all the different individual counties, which is interesting because in Memphis, or actually in Tennessee, they had basically a completely different school system for cities and counties. And if you lived in a city that was large enough, the city had its own school system, and the outlying areas of that same county around the city also had a school system. So in Memphis, there was the Memphis City Schools, which is where I went. And then they had the Shelby County Schools around Memphis for the kids who lived outside the city limits. I lived outside the city limits, but I was bused into the city to go to school because of desegregation. But a lot of people went to Shelby County Schools. And I thought that was just kind of weird that we had two different school districts in the same area like that. What was Andrew asking? Are these? Yes, these are sold out. By the time I'm running the show that's showing the reveal, the coins have been sold. I don't run the show until after the coins are sold. The coins are sold during my regular auctions on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. The issue right now, though, is that for the next 2 Tuesdays, I will be gone, and there will be no reveals sold during those 2 Tuesdays. My next auction, where I will be selling reveal spots, will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the 21st of January, which is Tuesday. So Tuesday, the 21st of January at 8 p.m. Eastern Time begins the next auction where I will be selling reveal spots in rolls. And I do have some pretty nice rolls to do this time around. I have a 1964 Philadelphia Cincinnati Federal Reserve Bank roll. I have a 1960 Cincinnati Federal Reserve Bank roll. I have a 1963 Philadelphia roll that was a Federal Reserve Bank roll. I have some wheat rolls that will be nice to go through. They'll be fun. Yeah, unfortunately, maybe a couple of slow coin weeks for people who get most of their coins online. But rest assured, I am going to come back with a lot of new inventory. When I come back with a lot of new inventory, there's going to be a lot of new deals. Because I will be wheeling and dealing the income that you guys have provided me to be able to provide you better coins at a better price. Which is exactly what I work to do all the time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got 9 of Mr. Dowdle's coins finished. Let me pick one more. This one looks nice. It's a sweet looking coin right there. There we go. Nice bright red coin. Oh, it's got crud on it. I didn't see that crud. Let me see if it's a special coin, I'll give it to you anyway, but if it's not a special coin, we'll toss it and we'll put a different coin up under the scope for you. Yeah. So this one's got spots, crud right around the area of Liberty. So let's get you a different coin. This will be your last coin, Stonecutter, for today. Well, the way I look at it is if I'm gone for just a little while and I pick up a lot of good inventory and I come back and I make that good inventory available to you, then you will have a better selection. You will have saved your bucks up a little bit, and we'll have a good time with it. As soon as I get back on the 21st, we'll be doing roll reveals. We'll also have opportunities to pick up some very scarce and very valuable coins. So you guys might want to save your dollars. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's Mr. Dowdle's coins, all 10 of them. Coins number 80 through 89. Unfortunately, we didn't come up with anything of any high value in this. A little stretch. And let's pull out our next contestant. It'll be Joe McBride. Joe McBride gets the next 3 coins. There's one. Hey, we have the connector, the eyeglass coin. Roll sales in the future? Yes, I will have roll sales in the future. However, the big deal of rolls that I was supposed to go pick up after the fun show, that deal kind of fell through. So I am not going to have another huge junket of rolls to sell. But I am going through closets, boxes, and everything else, and I'm pulling out some of the juicy stuff that I've had for a long time that I can put up for sale. So never fear. I've got enough inventory to last us for a while. That's for sure. Big double dice for sale. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Let's see what I've got here. Here's one of them. That'll be up for sale when I come back. There you go. How about that? That one will be made available toward the end of January. This is another one that'll be made available toward the end of January. 1970S proof, small date. And let's see. I believe... yeah, this is another one that I'll have available toward the end of January. The 1972 double die. This is DDO number 1. This is a very valuable one. Who knows what I may or may not also have. I know I'm going to have... let's see, I have a uncirculated 1909S VDB. I have a few nice 1909S, 1914D, 1931S Lincolns. I've got a number of uncirculated toned coins. I have some real heartthrob coins, real nice ones. I have some that came out of an album, that after they came out of the album, they're breathtaking in color. They look like they've been somehow processed to be the color that they are, but it was the album that changed their color. So while it to some people may be considered tarnish, to most other people it's considered beautiful color. And they like the coins for that reason. Because they've just got really beautiful color on them. Let me show you one of them. Want to see? Want to see? Want to see? Hang on, let me see. Yeah. Okay, so this is This is one of them. There's a lot of luster on this coin. It just it doesn't show up really well on this little scope, but it has just this really iridescent color. It's really cool. Okay, so let's look at another one. It's one of the better ones. Yeah, there's this. I gotta take this out of the plastic, otherwise you're gonna think it's the plastic making it this color. Here, watch this. Check that out. All right, let's look at the reverse of this one. This one's really cool. That's album toning. That was a really, really nice bright red uncirculated coin. It was stuck in an album that over a lengthy period of time, the surface of the copper changed in color because of the material in which it was stored. Very nice. Very, very nice. I love this one. I have a few coins that are kind of like this, but their color is just wow. Very nice. Let's see. What else do I have in here? So a lot of pretty nice coins. Anybody like Woody's? It's a 1910. 1910 Woody in extremely fine AU condition. Let's see, what else do I have here? There's a lot of stuff. I've got two big boxes full of stuff to get inventoried and marked up to sell. Get them in flip inserts and whatnot. It's a lot of stuff. I'm going to do another dollar sale like I did on New Year's Day where everything starts at $1. In fact, I'm beginning to think about just dropping minimum bids altogether. We can still see them under double dice this way, I think. I think we'll be good checking them this way. That way we can see everything all at once. Nah, I got to get a little bit closer. You got to be close enough. There we go. Nope, not like that. Like that. Don't move again. Thank you. There we go. Now we can pretty much see everything that we need to see. Nice bright coin. Oh, what's the bin on what, Stonecutter? You know I don't do bins. That was Joe McBride's last coin. He got 3 out of this roll. Or out of this. It's not a roll. It's a bag. It's a 35-pound roll of pennies. The 1910? Oh, heck, I don't know. I expect it'll probably go, $5 to $10, maybe $15. I don't know. Let's see. Who is going to be next? I need to go into the bag. And the bag tells me Deanna is next. I just found a coin I need to throw on the floor. There we go. All right. Here's Deanna's first coin. Deanna's going to get 6 out of this. Close AM. Hey, looky there. You can see it. Double die right there. Can you see it? Right in the center. Right next to his shoulder. To the right side of his shoulder. You can see that extra piece of a column right there. So, good going, Deanna. There's a double die for you. Is Deanna in here? Earth calling Deanna. Please come in, Deanna. Indiana. I don't think she's here. I'm going to put her name on this one. I'm going to set it off to the side with the other double dice that I've pulled out of here so far. I'm going to end up having to go back through the other coins just to be sure that I do or do not have any of the double dice that I've already got listed here. But it looks like I'm going to be listing one double die and possibly considering a second one for listing. And why I'm talking really fast, I have no idea. I used to have a telephone voicemail message. It was an intensely long message. But somehow, I got fast enough at it where I could say the entire thing inside of 15 seconds. And about half the people that would call me, for the first time they called me, they couldn't leave a message because all they were doing was laughing. It said something to the effect of, recent studies show that people only have 15 seconds, or people only, recent studies show that people only have patience for a 15-second voicemail message, so I got all doped up on cappuccino and Mountain Dew so I could talk really fast and say this in that amount of time. If you really think I want to talk to you, leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I wind done. Otherwise, don't bother wasting my time because I probably won't call you back anyway. Thank you and have a nice day. And I did that inside of 15 seconds. And people just thought that was hilarious. Turn your voicemail off. That's right. That was actually a really nice coin right there. That one that went to Deanna. That's Deanna's second coin out of 6. Third coin out of 6. I'm still reaching in the bag. We're almost 100 coins into this hunt, and I'm still reaching in the damn bag. That's an interesting coin. It's got linear plating blisters going all the way across on the lower reverse. I was just about to toss this one on the floor because it was just a little too marked up for me. But I think it's got character. You never know what's next. That's right. So I got all jacked up on Mountain Dew cappuccino so I could talk really fast and get through this in that amount of time. If you really think I want to talk to you, leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I'm done. Otherwise, don't bother wasting my time because I probably won't call you back anyway. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Was that 6? Was that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Stifter, 2 coins. Here's her last 2 coins. There's coin number 5. Yeah, it looks okay. That's weird. That is not Circle of Death. Because, well, these coins have never been through a counting machine. Not a rolling machine. These coins are straight from the mint. That's interesting. I don't even know what that is exactly. And we look on the reverse. We have no double die. We have no white AM. And number 5. One more coin for Deanna. And that would be this one right here. Nice clean coin. Wow, look at those surfaces. Oh, man, that's nice. Sweet. I said that I've got several rolls of 1960, 62, 64 Ps. Yeah, I do. Several rolls. Definitely several rolls. Yeah. I have a lot of them. I've sold a couple of thousand rolls from years like those in the last few months. Is that it? For Deanna, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. All right, Deanna, 6 coins are in and out. She got 1 double die out of the mess. Now, let's see. Chuck Patillo. Chuck Patillo's 10 coins are starting up right here. Is Chuck already in bed? Or is Chuck still here? Wake up, Chuck. This is your part of the show. This is your life. There's a 2000. What do you know? It's a 2000 Lincoln cent. Nothing on the obverse there. Let's look on the reverse. Wow, what a nice, clean-looking coin. Some of these things are just fantastic. Some of them are like, did this really come out of a mint sealed bag? The Great American Coin Hunt is real. This was coin number 99 out of the roll, and Chuck Patillo's first coin. And coin number 100. This is coin number 100. We are 2/3 of the way finished with this hunt. So a lot of arcs on a number of these coins, and they're not hits because there's no scratches or scrapes. Very interesting arcs, like that right there on the bottom of the coat. That's not a hit on the coin. Where did it go? Here it is. Is that it? No, this is it. Right here. You see how the striations and everything go through it? That's not a hit on the coin. That's some sort of a trench that was minted into the coin. Let me back up and I'll show it to you backed up. See that right there? It was minted into the coin that way. There's another one up here by the head. Right there. I'm finding these on a number of these coins, and they're not hits. Not sure exactly what it is, but they're not hits. That's a hit. See how sharp it is? That's a hit on the coin. That's very sharp. It's a very sharp divot. There's another hit. That's a little scrape underneath the 20 of the date. That is not a hit. This was minted into the coin this way. So I really don't know what's going on. Trust me, brother, I've been trying to hire Penny. I told her, absolutely no joke, come work for me and you get money. Seriously, seriously. I would figure out how to turn this into an official business where she gets paid officially on the table, on the rocks, bona fide, W-2, W-4, all that 9 yards. If she'd come work for me, I would hire her. Serious as a heart attack. Bigger than Dallas. Pay her in copper. And here's your 60 pounds of copper for the week. Don't fill too many closets at once. Your house might cave in. That's coin number 101 for for Chuck Patillo. Here comes coin number 102. Coin number 102 is a nice coin. Sounds like I'm doing a fashion show. Coin number 102 has this depleted appearance in the front for the season, and the coppery color goes well with all of the blues that people are wearing this season. Die Clash? Where? I don't see no Die Clash. There's no Die Clash here. You hear it? Music in the background. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the new design for the year. No, I don't see Die Clash on there. $2018 D's in Unk. They're awful. They look like they were minted on a bad day in Philly. Yeah, I've got a lot of 18Ds as well. I keep going into that damn bag. Damn it, Jim, stop it. What is that? A funky looking little thing going on up above the L there. That is part of what was minted into the coin that way. That is not damage. It's Slug Lips. It's a Slug Lips Lincoln Cent. See, now this is actually hit on the coin. You can see there's a big difference there. Of course, I can't do that. I have to do it this way. Yeah, right there. Right below the buttonhole on the lapel. You can see this line going across the lapel. You can see how it's raised on the edge. And the fact that it's raised on the edge, that shows you that is a hit on the coin. It's very sharp. It's very clearly indented. Isn't what an error? The hit on the coin? No. Or are we talking about the thingy that we saw over by the L of Liberty? Nah, not really. No real errors. Generally, an error is going to be something that it either won't fit into a roll, somehow escape the mint without going through a roll, like a massive saddle strike or a large double struck coin or a broad struck or something like that. Those kinds of things are errors. The other things that are errors are going to be the things that just totally look weird to the naked eye. If you have to use a lot of magnification to see what you're looking at in order to tell that it's not a quote-unquote normal coin, it's probably not going to be worth much as an error, because the error variety market they tend to center their attention on coins that are very unusual to the point, in fact, that they're ones that you don't see very often, just because of those criteria. The fact that they're too large to fit in a roll, or they're completely and totally misshapen and don't look anything like a normal coin, tend to lead us to wonder how they made it out of the mint to begin with. All right, Chuck. Well, thanks for all the hits. You're very welcome, sir. I couldn't do it to a better person, I tell you what. Sharing a name with me. The nerve. The nerve. Now, this one's relatively hit-free. I'll just throw it back because it doesn't look like the other coins I'm giving you. How's that? Yeah. Okay, so it's pretty. It's a nice coin. It's a really nice coin. It's not a double die, it's not a white AM, but it is a nice coin. So that's coin number 105. Coin number 105 turns out to be a pretty nice one. So let's take a look at another coin for Chuck. Look at that. Pick up 2 in a row that are really nice. I didn't do this on purpose. This is completely an accident. Because if it was on purpose, I wouldn't have pulled it, right? What's it show on the back? Nope. Not the double die. It's kind of cute, though. That's coin number 106. Rock 106. Coin number 107. 107. Oi. Spotty. Okay, this one's not going in your coffer unless you want it. And the only reason you're going to want it is if it's a white AM, which it's not, or if it's a double die, which it's not. So, yeah, this one, let's just forget we ever picked it. And on to the floor it goes. Let's see. This one looks nice and clean. Let's try this. Oh, she's pretty. She's pretty, but we don't have a double die going on here. See, interesting couple of little scratch marks inside the bay. It's not a double die, though. It's not a white AM. But it is a cute coin. Do I think pennies will ever stop being produced? Of course. At some point, they'll stop producing pennies. When that point is, I have no idea. Whether or not I really care? No. That's 9 out of 10. You got one more, Chucky. Let's see where we're going with this. 10 out of 10 here. Oop, got a couple little water spots. Yeah, but it looks like Lincoln's about to get a roach. I didn't say that. It's DDR, not a DDO. The DDR that we've been finding is an extra bit of one of the center columns. You can see like this big extra piece of a column sitting next to Lincoln's statue in the center of the building. All right, we can deal with this. This is a pretty nice coin. We got no double die, but it is a pretty nice coin. So I don't feel quite so guilty, so stop complaining. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many other people watched Sesame Street when they were little? God, man, I'm going through flips like a fiend. Flip after flip after flip. Hey, here's CMOS. CMOS Omaha. The gentleman who was going to change his name to A CMOS so he could be first. And we are on coin number 109. 109. Oh, my favorite wasn't that. My favorite song was on Saturday morning cartoons. And it was Conjunction Junction. That was a good song. Conjunction Junction, what's your function? Dude, man, I learned a lot about the English language watching that show. Conjunction Junction. And then about the bill who turned into a law. That was so cool. When they stopped making Lincoln cents is when all these coin hounds have been keeping, those hounds have been keeping, will keep paying off even more than now. Possibly. it may make a difference and it may not. Here's the point. When you have something they quit making that is perishable, say, for instance, if they quit making ding-dongs, if Hostess quit making ding-dongs, and suddenly there were no more ding-dongs in the world, which we know that's never going to happen as long as Washington is full of people. But if they quit making ding-dongs, and you got someone who's just hooked on ding-dongs and absolutely loves ding-dongs, they're going to buy their last box of ding-dongs. And if there's somebody else with a box of ding-dongs after their last box of ding-dongs, they're going to offer more money for those ding-dongs. And as time goes on, no matter how stale the ding-dongs get, people are going to be offering more for the ding-dongs just because they can get them. And then, well, there will be a time when either the people are gone who remember what ding-dongs are, and thus the market dies out, or the ding-dongs will become so fabulously valuable that most people won't be able to afford them. And so that's when the market kind of drops out on them because, well, you got your average working stiff who just moves on to ho-hos or something because ding-dongs are simply unaffordable. So we are in an era right now where ding-dongs are still plentiful because they're making so many ding-dongs. We'll have boxes of ding-dongs into our great-great-great-grandchildren's lives, even if they quit making them today. But most likely what will happen is they won't quit making them anytime soon simply because they're not smart enough to realize that not making ding-dongs would save us a lot of money. Because if they just made ho-hos, everyone would get used to it. I've actually in the past I've missed those baseballs, the coconut, the ones that, the little round cakes that have the coconut on the outside of them. They're absolutely nasty, but when you eat them, you just want another one. I don't know why. These things are horrible. Ding dong stocks just went up. Yeah, the snowballs. Man, those were cool. But my all-time favorite, they still make the Nutty Buddies. I like the Nutty Buddies. They were good. Wafer crackers, peanut butter wafer crackers covered in chocolate. Yeah, it's just some like really nasty stuff for you, but people liked them anyway. That's coin number 4 for CMOS Omaha. We're getting ready to open up coin number 5 right here. Take a look at coin number 5. This is his last coin. What do we have on coin number 5 for CMOS Omaha? Well, I'm not seeing anything on the obverse. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. Got his first official sponsor. It was a prune company. Hey, you're all dried up. Quick question, Coin Searcher 2. Go ahead with your quick question. I'll try to give you a quick answer. I'll try to give it to you in very quick fashion. I may have to practice once or twice. All right. That's CMOS Omaha. You're very welcome, sir. Let's find the next person. Dennis Paulson has been waiting in the wing since the very first coin. I have to find some higher grade coins in here because I'm seeing that there are coins that are not as attractive. And the ones that are not as attractive are going to go to the bank in the morning. Okay, Coin Searcher, it's an easy question. Now you've warned me. You have a question, and it's easy. For $1 million. How much do I get if I answer it right? keep going in that damn bag. I don't need to be going in the bag for anything. There's no reason to go into the bag, Chuck. Just show the next coin and shut your mouth. Enjoy the ride. Oh, this is cute. It's not a bad looking coin. Well, that is a pretty easy question. Pretty easy answer is yes. cd@coppercoins.com is the correct email address for me. And yes, I do have an email from you. And no, I have not replied to the email yet because I wanted to have the time to actually be able to sit down and read through the email and get a really good idea of what you're asking. So I have a really good idea of what to answer. And the unfortunate part to all of this is that I am currently working on preparing myself to go on a long trip for quite a while. It's an adventure. It's a journey. And as I prepare myself to go on this journey, I am in tune with the idea that I need to be prepping myself for a show and not sitting around reading email. But that being said, I will take a look at your email and I will get you an answer. No worries, bro. But yes, you did get the right email address. And you did send an email to me, and I do know your first name. Your secret is good with me. Make it so, number one. Let's see, what's next? I don't want to give that one away. I don't want to give that one away because those are both ugly and they keep getting in my way. Let me get one that's really pretty. Nah, it's not quite as pretty as I thought it would be, but yeah, it's fine. It's another uncirculated coin. The buttonhole in the lapel has a big old mark coming out of it. I can never forget your name. Well, if I time travel, I might. I would have to find the Time Traveler's Coin Exchange and come find you. Funny thing is, what if they don't use coins in the time I travel to? What good would a coin exchange do me? I don't want to give this one away either. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about that I don't want to give away. See that? That's going to go on the floor. It's going to go to the floor deposit. Bummer. That's one of the double dice. So we have a question. Mr. Paulson, would you like a coin that is poorly stained on the obverse, yet is a double die on the reverse? This is your question alone to answer. Whichever way you answer, you are not incorrect. If you don't want it, it goes into the hole. See? There you go. It is a double die. If you don't want this, it will go into the hole. If you do want it, I'll set it aside as one of your 10. Remember, though, that we do have a double die on the reverse. If I can get this thing back into focus. Do have a double die on the reverse, but on the obverse, it is a poorly stained coin. I will set it off to the side while you think about it, and I will continue going through some more of your coins. The only reason I brought that one out is because I wanted to show everybody what I would not sell. But if, because it's a double die, you should choose to keep it, I will allow that. I'm trying to... Okay, so the answer is yes. You want me to toss it, or yes, you want me to keep it? I love questions like that. Do you really love me, or do you want a divorce? Yes. Okay, keep it. All right, Dennis. We'll keep this one. This will be coin number 118. It is a double die, so I'm going to have to write on the holder that it is a double die for you. Dennis P. There's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this will be coin number 6 for you. Coin number 6. Nice coin. No double die. Okay. Coin number 6. Let's find you another double die, Mr. Paulson, so we can toss this other one. Because it's almost embarrassing. And it's kind of like when you go somewhere with your uncle or your dad and they would have their underwear pulled up so far above the waistline of their pants you could see their underwear from halfway across the room, and you're in a public store with them. It's like, dude, man, don't wedgie yourself. Just wear it normal. You're embarrassing. They cloned you off a 2,000p cent in the future. How does that make me your dad? I don't claim anyone who comes from a 2,000p cent. Shows you how much I care as a parent. I have half of your brothers and sisters laying on my floor. And I'm taking them to leave them at the bank tomorrow. All right, there's coin number 120. Coin number 120 will be the 7th coin for Mr. Paulson. And let's see. This one's not going anywhere unless it's a double die because of that. I saw that. No double die. No wide AM. Big giant hit on the reverse. And it's just not that cute of a coin. The obverse looks pretty decent, but the reverse is ugh. To the floor it goes. Off with your head. Okay, this one's much nicer looking. This will be Dennis's coin. Dennis, my friend, you have yourself a nice looking uncirculated coin. Let's see what's on the reverse of it, just in case there happens to be a double die. And there's not. But we tried. We gave it everything we had. White AM, please. I can do a white AM for you. There, I did it. Okay, here's another one that looks relatively clean. Yep. It's a nice one. It's a keeper. He's bona fide. He's a suitor. Where's Sissy? Sissy's not listening. Or she is, and she's driving. He's bona fide. Let's see, Mr. Paulson. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I owe you one more coin, sir. And that one more coin is going to be... Pick one out that looks pretty up here. Okay, this one looks pretty enough. Yep, it's nice. Yeah, it's a good one. Let's see what we have on the other side. Not a double die. Not a wide AM. But it is a pretty high-grade looking coin. It's a good 66. Pretty. All right, then. That was coin number 123, and that is the last coin for Mr. Paulson. Coin number 123. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 coins for Mr. Paulson. And we move on to our next contestant. And find me a double die. Mr. Pettit. Mr. Pettit gets 4 coins. Here's the first of those 4. I saw that coming. But that's not... See how it's... I mean, it's broken up. It's not a hit. This is something else. And I'm not really sure what... It looks like the planchet was hit very hard before it was plated. Something in the minting process. But I'm not sure what it is. That's not a hit on the coin. Oh, death. Can you spare me over for another year? You think it's a die issue? I don't know for sure. I know it's cute. I like it. Of course, that doesn't mean a whole lot. Just because I like it doesn't mean you do. Doesn't mean any of you do. That's kind of interesting. Looks like a triangle. The Bermuda Triangle has migrated itself to Lincoln Cents, and I found the first one. Don't try to adjust your set. A teepee. I was a member of the Soggy Bottom Boys. Yep. My name was Aloysius. I was the 5th one. They got paid $10 a piece. I didn't get my $10. That's a nice coin. It's a really nice one. Next, for Mr. Pettit. I'll play this one here. Let's see what it does. All these coins look very, very similar, if not exactly the same, from the distance from which I am picking them. I am not picking them because they are or are not die varieties, errors, or high-grade coins. I'm picking them simply because they look clean enough to sell as uncirculated coins, and they are coming out of a large pool of coins. I am not trying in any way at all to be unfair to anyone. I'm trying to be very fair to everyone, and this coin's not going home with anybody. Unless it happens to be a double die, and Mr. Pettit is actually in the room and can tell me he does want it. Otherwise, this coin will go to the floor, and we will pick a different coin in its place. This is not a double die. It is not a wide AM. I do not believe Mr. Pettit to be here presently. So I'm going to make the command decision to toss this coin on the floor because of those spots. Here we go. Okay, I got like 2 dozen coins sitting down there now. That's not good for a bag. Let's see. Okay, here's the next coin. The next coin will also go to Mr. Pettit, and this will be Mr. Pettit's final coin. And it is not a double die. It is not a double die. So we'll take it. We will put it in a holder for Mr. Pettit, Mr. Pettit's name, we'll go with his 4 coins, so I will know that they are his. How did that work? That's not good. I put Dennis's coins on backwards. There we go. Guardhouse is going to love me. I'm buying flips from them like they're going out of style. Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn gets his 3 coins now. There's one. That's a strange looking mark on his neck. Is that normal? I didn't notice that before. It's normal if your name's Chuck and you're born on a Thursday. Must be. Cute coin, but not a double die and not a white AM, so we will just keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving. Through the list, we are on coin number 129 presently. This is 128. Now 129. And we come up with a 2000 connector coin. It has a connection between the 2 center digits of the date. It looks like a pair of eyeglasses. And I call it a connector coin, just because that helps me remember what I'm looking at. The connector coins do not have double dies on the reverse, as I have noticed to this point, and that continues to be true. This is a relatively nice coin. Yeah, I think you guys are going to like it, just like with any of the other roll reveals that I've done in the past, and I show you these coins under the scope. You guys think, oh, well, yeah, it's not much really special about that. And then I actually send them to you, and you get them at home, and you start looking at these coins, and they are much more attractive than they were under my scope, because my scope, the light is very harsh. Put a link to where I buy flips. I don't buy flips from a source where you can get them. I buy my flips directly from the distributor. I go through about 6,000 flips a month. I'm not the kind of person who buys them by the 100, that's for sure. I just went through 150 tonight. Actually, 300. Went through 300 flips today. Coin number 130. In and out. That is Jeff Dunn. I appreciate you, sir. Jeff Dunn's 3 coins are done. But he's never heard that before. Don Harmon. Don H gets his 10 coins. Okay, I knew that was going to happen, and I should have just moved this stuff out of the way before. All right, here we go. Don Harmon's first out of 10 coins. Okay, nothing on that one. That's number 131. And for number 132. I'll scoot my chair out a little bit. Back was starting to give me a little bit of a fit. Sit here for long enough without moving. Your back will give you a fit too. It's my sciatica and my bursitis. What's the longest amount of time I've spent searching coins in one sitting? Well, I'll tell you a little secret. About 5.5 years ago, I quit smoking. Prior to 5.5 years ago, when I was still smoking, if I went more than about 45 minutes without a cigarette, I thought I was going to go crazy. Well, here's the kicker. You know, I was searching coins. I could go 1.5 to 2 hours and not even notice it. Of course, this was back in a time when I actually thought I was hooked on cigarettes, but I wasn't. I was only, well, psychologically hooked on them. I thought I needed them. I didn't really need them. And I would go probably 1.5 hours or so without having to go out for a smoke. And, well, I mean, I lived in my own house that was a purchased house, but I refused to smoke inside the house after a period of time. And so I smoked outside. Even when it was negative 10 degrees and a foot of snow on the ground, I'd still go outside to smoke. And so I could go up to 1.5 hours or so searching all in one felled swoop. I can typically make it through a roll in about 3 to 5 minutes. When I roll every 3 to 5 minutes, you go that kind of time, you're talking about 15, 20 rolls, maybe 25. There is no brand name on my flips. The flips have nothing marked on them. The box they come in says Guardhouse, and no, I do not presently have one of the boxes available. Because when I get the flips, let's see, I don't have one here, but I actually plastic wrap them by the 50. And when I plastic wrap them by the 50, I'll take all 10 packs of 50 out. Is it 10? No, it's 1,000. So it's 20 packs. Yeah. 20 packs of 50. I'll wrap them all up and stick them on a shelf, and the box goes in the garbage. Or actually in the recycle. But yeah, I don't have the boxes now. I'm going to be getting 10,000 more in here in probably a week or two. But it's not going to be, I won't be here. But they are Guardhouse flips. They come in boxes of 1,000. I did vaping for 6 months or a year after I quit smoking. And I don't do that anymore either. I just quit all of it altogether. I feel substantially better. I'm almost certain that I would be dead by now if I had continued smoking. So I have changed a lot of things in my life from that period of time. And I just feel better for it. A lot less stress. I can smell better. Smell, like my nose can smell better. And I think I smell better. Because, well, I don't smell like an ashtray. I didn't like the way smoking smelled. I didn't like what it did. I didn't like how it coated everything around you. I could smell it, even though I was a smoker, I could still smell it. And I decided that, this just isn't good. No matter how you look at it, there's nothing good about it. So I decided one time that, well, I needed to quit. So I tried that Chantix stuff. And I know it works for some people. It worked for my dad. But it doesn't work for everyone, and it did not work for me. I literally saw no difference between Chantix and not taking Chantix. And it didn't do anything for me. So, I don't know, probably a year after I tried Chantix, my wife and I went to a Mexican restaurant together for lunch. And it was on a Saturday afternoon. And I decided, well, when we left the Mexican restaurant, we walked down the plaza and just happened to be parked right in front of a place called Clean Smoke. So, well, I decided to just go in and see what the gig was. And Clean Smoke was a vape pen store. So I bought myself a vape pen and tried it and thought, oh, this works for me. And from that moment forward, I did not realize. See, what I thought I was going to do is I was going to vape and it was going to help me cut down a little bit on smoking. And actually what I did was from that moment forward, I never touched another cigarette. I've not smoked a cigarette since the very moment I walked in that afternoon and bought a vape pen. That was on July 18th, 2014. So this next summer will be 6 years. I don't even think about smoking anymore. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't think anything about it. My day in, day out routine is not even considering it. I owe Don one more coin. One more coin. Here is Don's one more coin. Your birthday is July the 18th. They always say that if you get a room of 100 people together and you name a date, the chances are 50-50 that one of the people in that room is going to have that birthday. Now, that's really strange considering there's 365 days in the year, 366 on certain ones, but still that's 180. 180 people that you would have to even come close, in my mind, to a 50-50 chance that you're going to name a date and someone's going to have that as their birthday. But it's very unlikely that you would have 180 people and all 180 would have different birthdays. So go figure that one out. Statistician could probably sort me out on that one, get me on the right path. Never met another born on January 1st. I have a friend who was born January 1st. Ooh, this is ugly. Yeah, this one here with the smallpox isn't going home with anybody. This is an ugh. Good. Not a double die. Not a wide AM. To the deposit it goes. This is not the cleanest bag I've been through. I've been through better bags, but this I'm making sure I'm picking out the higher quality coins for you guys. Because I don't want to sell low quality coins. What's the fun in that? Anybody can sell low quality coins. It takes somebody with a special amount of chutzpah to sell the good looking coins and take all the ugly coins to the bank. July 32 minutes to midnight. I was born 2 days later, 5:01 a.m., August 1st. At 5:01 a.m., 52 years ago. Yeah, I choose not to sell low grade coins, especially as singles, because it's just, I don't want to. I didn't check that to see if it was a double die. I should. It's not. So it doesn't matter. Well, this is one of Mr. Worley's coins here. Now, wait a minute. If I'm on number 142, I've got the second coin, and he gets 10, that means my bag is empty. I just figured that out. These are the last coins of the roll here. I can pick out the prettiest ones. This one's pretty. This will be coin number 143. Coin number 143. Hey! Mr. Worley gets a double die, I do believe. I gotta get closer, though. I can't see it from this distance. You'll have to hold it up to the screen. I can't quite see it. That's not a double die. That's just my imagination. It looked like one, but it isn't. Darn it. Darn it to smithereens. Paper training method? I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure you'll tell me. A paper training method? I don't use any paper training method. Paper training method sounds like something you do with a dog. I trained him on paper. Yeah, train him to use paper? Or did you train him to go on paper? Is that spots? We'll keep looking, but I may just throw this one on the floor. Yeah, Lady Spitfire, give me your address because I need to send a coin to you. I gotta send you a gift. We are down to coin number 145. We are on our final 6 coins out of a 150 coin marathon quest. I might even do a marathon coin reveal. How's that sound? If I sold 5 rolls and did them all in one show, that would be like a 6-hour show. I'm game. I can do it. How many of you guys would want to do it, but I could. I don't forget anything, except my name. I also tend to forget really simple things. It's the complex stuff that I never forget. It's the simple stuff I can't remember. Hey, there's one of the double dies. That's one of the minor ones. Minor double die. There it is. Minor double die. So I'll put Mr. Worley's name on this one and stick it off to the side in case I decide to get this one listed with the others of its kind as I go through the remainder of the 150 coins that we have looked through, checking for this minor double die. I'll figure it out. Let's see. Jay Worley. You got to write his name down, so that must mean something special, right? Coin number 146 is a double die for James Worley. All right. Coin number 147. 147 bottles of beer on the wall. 147 bottles of beer. All right. Well, nothing special on that one. To be unfortunate. And next, we'll look at this one. This one looks like a nice coin. There's a pretty little coin, lives right over there. Right next to my squirrel. I used to like when Bob Ross would wash his brush out. If you guys can remember that, he'd take a house paint brush, and he'd paint little tiny birds with a house paint brush, and then he'd slosh it around in the turpentine or whatever it was he was cleaning his brush out with. It wasn't water. He always painted in oils, and then he'd beat the devil out of it, just like that. Oh, what a guy. You people even compare me to him, you're going to make me cry. Because he was great. I don't consider myself anything near what the Bob Ross level is. I just know not to yell into my microphone because there's no point. Because you can hear me exactly as I am. Coin number 149. 149 bottles of beer on the wall. That's right. Photographic memory. So you can remember the little posters that showed him how to load the film into the machine at the Fox Photo Labs in the parking lot at the supermarket. I mean, if you got a photographic memory, you can remember the Fox Photo Labs, or was it the Kodak Photo Labs? Which ones did you go to? I sound like Bob Ross. I don't think so. I don't think so. Beat the devil out of it. All right, that's coin number 149. We have one coin left. This is coin number 150 for James Worley. It will be the final coin in our quest to find out what is in this bag. And I'm relatively certain after looking at 150 coins in the bag that we are not going to have a wide AM. It is not a wide AM. I did not, however, say it would not be a double die, but it was not a double die. Coin Dragon lives at the North Pole. That's right. You guys all thought it was Santa Claus. It's not. All right, folks. That's the end. That's the end of our hunt. We have 150 coins all hunted out. And Mr. Worley gets the final push. The final push. Mr. Worley was last but not least. Check this out, though. Oops. Put those on there backwards. Hang on. There we go. I'll put them the right way. Now, check this out. Look. Tell me I don't go through some flips. And then I've got stuff everywhere. All right. Hey, folks, this is the time of the show where I say I'm done working. I'm ready to sip some coffee and have you people console me about what a wonderful job I've done. And pump my ego up so I'll come back next time. Let's see. You can get a dishonorable discharge more than once. I didn't realize that. I was in for 10 years. Actually, 9 years, 11 months, and 2 days. And I didn't do any of the Mary Jane while I was in. I just kept my nose clean, kept out of trouble. But I never really got along with my supervisors. The reason for that was because most of them were just idiots. And so that's kind of frowned upon in the military when you don't get along with the people who have more stripes than you do. course, it's never too late for a cup of coffee. You kidding me? You can whip me, beat me, and make me write bad checks or whatever, but you're not going to get me to quit drinking coffee. That's not going to happen. A doc told me one time, said, you really need to watch your sugar intake, how much sugar you put in your coffee. I said, enough to make it taste good. He says, you need to quit doing that. And I said, I'd rather die. Just the truth. What else we have here? Oh, look at this one. Yeah. It's show and tell time. Look at the colors on this thing. Hang on. Let me move this up. Look at that. That's coming up. Heritage has a 92D Close AM PCGS 67 in the fun auction this week. Interesting. Well, good night, Vidal. Check this out. This is a reverse of the same coin. Look at that. It looks like somebody puked a box of crayons on this thing. It's just awesome. This will be coming up for auction in a couple of weeks, folks. A couple of weeks. Taking off Wednesday from Raleigh-Durham, flying to Orlando. Thursday morning, I'll be at the show. Usually open at 10 a.m., so I should be there by 10 a.m. when they open. If you want to see me before 10 a.m., I'll be at one of the local restaurants stuffing my face with bacon. That was the one thing when I was a vegetarian. I was told that I couldn't eat bacon because it was a meat. So I'll be damned. I was growing bacon on plants when I was a kid, so I don't know what they're talking about. I think bacon is a plant. It's too good to be meat. Check that out. Look at this side. Just as nice. Just as nice. Mr. Reese sent me an email. I gave you my telephone number, and you can text me when you show up in the area so we can be sure to meet up. I'm not all that interesting to meet if you don't happen to find me, but hey, if we do, we do. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Oh, hey, Coin Dragon, you still around? Hey, Skittles. See? Gee, wanna look at that? Ooh, it's a Woody. It's a Bobby Dazzler. Must have the precious. Look at the colors. Here's the reverse. Not as exciting as the obverse, but it still has those woody stripes on it. Vidal, I have no idea. I really don't know. A lot of the coins that I pick up that have that kind of toning, most of them have been in their respective albums for at least 20 to 30 years. So I figure anywhere from 20 to 50 years, even longer sometimes, I guess. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if I showed this one to you or not. I'm going to show it to you again. Nah, I haven't shown this one to you yet. Because this one's really pretty on one side. Not quite so pretty on the other side. Look at that. And that's got nice color on that side. Really nice. And then on the other side, it's not quite so pretty. What do you think of that? Hey, Benjamin. Sissy, you didn't make it, but we're doing a little bit of show and tell. What we ended up with in the 2000 bag was a couple of minor double die reverses, and that's about it. Other than that, we got some pretty nice grade coins. We just didn't get anything real high grade. It wasn't like a 67 bag or anything. But there were some cuties in it. Hey, Coin Dragon. That wasn't enough. Look at that. Yeah. Oh. This one's nice. Look at that. Just the vibrance of the way it shines. Confiscating money? Yeah, they'd like to hear from my lawyer. That's the reverse side of the same coin. Doesn't quite have the appeal the other side had, but it is nice. Well, good night, Time Travelers Coin Exchange. Okay, how about this? Now, this one's not as wonderful, but still, I mean, it's kind of cute, I think. It's a 36, got a little Woody on it, 36S. A U-ish coin. It's pretty nice. All these auction previews. Well, that one just dropped $1. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here's another pretty one. Here, check this out. I got a few hundred where these come from. Now, this one is not appreciated unless you can see the luster and how it flows. Because all of the color is right on Lincoln. The rest of it's pretty much just there. And this is a 39D. 39D is, you know, it's one of the earlier years. It's not quite so easy to run by, you know. And here's the reverse side of the same coin. Nice uncirculated coin. Pretty 1939D. I'm going to grade it out as a red-brown, though. But it is nice. He's purty. Did I show you guys this one? I don't think so. I may not have shown you this one. If I have, forgive me for being senile. It's got that rustic look. It's a Woody. There's the reverse side. It's got a few spots on it, but it's a Woody. I do believe so. I do believe that I'll be running the 55 in the next auction. What else do I have in here? Oh, this one's cute. Nah, not that one. This one. Here's a nice one. Here's a nice one. This one's nice. Check this out. For all you error hounds out there, how about 1936D with a clip? 36D is not easy to find in the first place. My eyes and mind are sharp in the future. I'm glad for that, because I don't have very sharp eyes right now. The next auction, when I do get back, there will be 2 auctions in between that Penny Parent and Brady will be running. And I will not be in those. But then that 55 double die will come up in the first auction after I return to town. Yes, seriously. A 55 double die. Her auction will be on my channel. It'll be on the Coppercoins channel. You want the 72, huh? There's the 55. And 72 DDO number 1. Are you going to start it at $5, are you? Yeah, sold. I can't sell it to you for $5, brother. It's not worth that much. I might sell it to you for a $5 gold coin, though. I only accept gold for payment. So this is $5. These aren't as sexy like this. They're more sexy when you look at them like this. That's when they look pretty. Nah, I don't do Bitcoin anymore. I did it for that 1 year when it was really escalating in value and I made a lot of money and I got out and I quit. This coin should probably go for somewhere between $200 and $300. It's a nice AU condition. It's a pretty coin. I like it. I don't like it as much as my 66 red, but I like it. I got a whole box of coins. Whole boxes full of coins that I'll be doing up here at the next auction after I come back. Here's a pretty nice one. Let's see, what is this? 15S. 15S and XF. It's a nice 15S. Near full detail. El Coin Dragon está aquí. Look at this one. Look at those, just the way those colors flow on this coin. It looks like a river. Looks like you're gazing into a river, becoming hypnotized by the colors. You guys want to know what date it is? Check that out. What do you think about that? Isn't that sweet? I have around here somewhere, I have a whole box of coins that came out of an album that were just gorgeous. Somehow I've lost the box. So I haven't really lost it, I just misplaced it. There's a difference. Once you lose something, you never see it again. You misplace it, you'll always find it again. It's just a matter of when. There's a 1920D in XF. There's a lot of cute coins in here. A lot of pretty ones. Got some better grade stuff in here too. Some stuff that's just pretty nice looking. So I got this one. Let's see. I'll take it out of the holder here. It's too shiny to be inside of a holder. These are not easy to find in this condition. Yeah, the thing about it is when you lose something in your house after you've been metal detector is not going to do you any good. There's so much metal in the house, so many nails and other stuff like that, you'd never find a coin on the floor. All right, Stonecutter, I appreciate it, brother. I'll see you next time. After tonight, I'm out for 2 weeks. But my faithful family will be taking care of my channel for me. I got a few pretty high-grade nice coins. I mean, they're relatively common date coins, but their grade is pretty high for that common date, making them rather uncommon coins. Nice, solid red uncirculated coins. Most of what I've shown you here this evening is going to start at $1. course, not the big double dies. I'm not talking about those, but I'm talking about most of these other coins, the toners and the woodies and all these other pretty nice coins are going to start at $1. Everything starts at $1. Yeah, even the toners. Toners are going to start at $1 too. I have, I don't even know right now. Let me see. I'll count them as I put them back in the box. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 23, 24, 25, 26. 39. 56. 82. I got 82 coins here that are probably on average worth over $10, $15 a piece. Some of them $20, $30, some of them 50 or more. And they're all going to start at $1 a piece. All of them. So next time I run auction, I have that. I've got a few sets, partial sets. I've got other singles I'm going to start. Got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to sell. A lot of stuff to sell. A lot of stuff to buy. Lady Spitfire, you have a great evening. It's convergence of the planets and constellations starting the 13th, and it makes a perfect cross in the sky. Last time it happened was around the time World War I started. Interesting information. Thank you. That for me? Hurry up and get back? Oh, I'll do that as quickly as I possibly can. But I tell you what, I'm going to come back with some good stuff. More good stuff. But I think what I'm going to be doing for this evening anyway, I've been on for 3 hours and 45 minutes. I think I'm going to go ahead and pile out of here and get my stuff together because I've got to get ready to go to the show. And I guess that means that I'll have to say goodbye to you guys until the 21st of January. It's only 16 days away. And you guys have a great night. Have a great weekend, what's left of it. Have a great week this week. And I'll see you after the fun show. Be well, everyone.